First, I'd like to give all honor and praise to Yawashawn, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and shout out to the Akim that's also out pushing this truth and sincerity. So anyhow, this week, our elder apostle Tahar has raised the standard on this. As you know, this is the year of death, diligence, and destruction, and we've seen plenty of that. You got to be diligent in this thing, so the standard has been raised. That you've been in this thing for 6 months or more, that you need to put up videos that are 10 minutes at least 3 times a week, and Apostle Tahar has also taken it to the next step. Says, look, man, I put out 20 videos a week. What's the problem here? The requirement's only for 3, and here it is, and of course to have fellowship with brothers that are in this truth at least once a week, and of course to be, to have fellowship with the camp at least once a week, are the standards. And so, well, we know I don't live near a camp, and that I'm here in Redding, which is about 180, 190 miles from San Francisco. So, and to have fellowship, of course, I'm the only one here in Redding that's doing it that I'm aware of. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my phone number up there. If you want to call me, and we'll have fellowship that way, and that'll at least open the door to this, because the standard has been raised. We have to be diligent in this thing, or quite simply put, as Apostle Tahar has said, it's going to shut him down, man. There's been a lot of people that have been ejected because they weren't in this truth fullingly, and I don't want to be among that, because I don't want to be replaced before I really even get started here. I'd like it to where, this was a camp and there were others in the camp, instead of just me, but I will carry that as long as I have to. So we're going to continue in Malachi chapter 2. O now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. If you will not hear, and if you will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts, which his name is Yahweh, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have crushed them already, because you did not lay it to heart. And that's what happened to us, we got cursed with these plagues because we were not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, nor were we giving praise to the Most High. Verse 3, Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and I will spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feast, and one shall take you away with it. And ye shall know that I have sent the commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him. For the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before my name. And again, we weren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, so these curses came upon us. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did not turn many away from iniquity. Again, there are those that are in this truth, and there are those that aren't. And quite simply put, if you're not in this thing, you're going to get ejected. That's what Apostle Tahar is saying. So, and again, you could tell those that are on fire that aren't, you could just see it, or you might have been passionate about the thing, but then you've lost it somewhere, Lots of things happen, but there has to be a standard. For the priest's lips shall keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. But you are departed out of the way. You have cursed many to stumble. You have caused many to stumble. You have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as you have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. And again, we know that it's not just about keeping the laws, that you have to have faith in this thing. in order to keep the laws, that without faith your works is dead. So, you know, you have to have both. You know, and again, you know, we'll deal with, you know, because of course Jerusalem was captured in 70 AD, you know, and here's a prophecy here, verse 11. Judah hath dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Yawashawn and in Jerusalem. For Judah hath profaned the holiness of Yahweh, which he loved, and hath married the daughter of a strange god. And that's talking about how you've married into all these philosophies of Esau, the so-called white man, you know, today in modern times, you know, Christianity, all these other philosophies, you know, Buddhism, Islam, all these false philosophies. And this have ye done again, covering the altar of Yahweh with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regarded not offering any more, or receive it with good all your hand. You know, and I'll jump down to verse 17. You have wearied the Lord with your words, yet you say, wherein have we wearied with him? When you say, everyone that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Lord, and he delighteth in them. Where is Yahweh of judgment? And so we know that when you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you know, everything falls, you know. And that's why Jerusalem was conquered, and that's why we went into slavery. But now he's bringing us back, you know. He's calling out the elect. And you're going to know who the elect are and who's not, you know. And hopefully, Lord willing, we are part of that elect. I'm a part of that. So, you know, I'm going to send out the invite, you know, and, you know, you can call me, have fellowship with me if you're in this truth. I mean, obviously, if you're calling just to harass me or debate me or whatever, I'm not even going to give you the time of day. But I want to talk to brothers that are in this truth, you know, because a lot of people, you know, of course we know that we're on a public domain, you know, and I get it all the time, you know, that I'm a racist because, you know, I speak against the so-called white man. But I'm, you know, I very seldom use the word cracker or honky, you know, or even white motherfuckers. You know, I hardly even use that, but I could use that if I felt like it. I mean, they've done that to us, you know, so why can't we cuss out Esau, the Edomites? No, we're calling them by their actual nationality. Unlike what they've done with us, they don't even call us by our nationality, Israel. They call us every other name, every other dung, but who we are. So we're just calling them out by their nationality, Esau, Edom. So anyhow, there's that. You know, the standard has been raised, and then of course, you know, corruption. Corruption is everywhere. You have Newspeak, you know, which, as you have guessed, we're already in 1984. You know, the book of George Orwell, that everything that you see is controlled by the government propaganda, Newspeak. You know, Big Brother watching everything you do, and of course he's trying to control the information that gets out there. You know, your videos get tampered with and everything, and you just have to keep recreating channels and doing it all over again. And we're going to keep doing this until we can't do this anymore. Eventually it'll come to the point, the famine will come to a point that you won't even see us out here on the streets anymore. You know, because we know that this day is coming soon. They don't want this information getting out there. You know, the so-called white man, you know, has been deceiving the world for quite some time. Esau, who is Satan, has come down having great wrath because he knows that time is short. You know, so the standard has been raised, and, you know, like everything else, though, we should want to have fellowship with each other anyways. You know, I don't want to be the only one that knows this truth. I mean, you know, that's here in this city, but I also say this much, and if they shall not receive you in that city, it shall be worse for that city than it was for Sodom, you know. So, you know, it's an invite, you know. Get hooked up, man. You know, as I want to be hooked up, you know, and like everything else, man, this thing, is all that there is. You know, you're finding out that there really is no other truth. You know, if you're like me, you know, and you know you've been lied to all your life, you know, and that's something always different with you, then you know that you're an Israelite. You know, so it's time for us to come back to our nationality, have fellowship with each other while we still can, and like everything else, and, you know, just keep on being diligent. This is the year of death, diligence, and destruction. We've seen a lot of death, and we've seen a lot of destruction. A lot more places are going to be destroyed by Esau, the so-called white man, because he hath great wrath. So I hope this has been edifying. Like everything else, then, let's hook up. Let's be connected, you know. So if you're subscribed to my channel, I have, you know, and you're in this truth, you're another brother, man, I'd love to hook up with you. So I'm going to put my number down below, 530-768-1639. You know, in case you don't read that part, or for some reason it doesn't show up. Yeah, my number is 530-768-1639, and I am Shawn. You could call me Yawashawn if you want to, but you know, and I'd love to fellowship, you know. I like to keep being diligent, you know. So shalom.